Okay, see if this gets started anytime now. Yeah, I think it's there. Yeah, it's working. It's working. It is. Why did our logo move? Okay, it's moving back again. So let me tell you how I came to sharing with you all Don Fatale for 2 days. Well, first thing is that it's true that I've not been very regular in this Let's Watch Together. Truth is that I have been super busy and I have not been able to do it weekly as it was my plan at the beginning. I've already started working on season 10. There are already 4 episodes for season 10, and that's also taking time. So that could be one of the explanations for this. So and these Let's Watch Together are really more, even though they are being live, they are for just in case somebody might be interested in the future. And the future means anytime now or anytime in the next 20 or 50 years or the moment YouTube decides to take this channel down. So it's going to be there. So I was going to tell you how I came to decide to share with you Don Fatale. And it is because yesterday I was watching Don Carlo, the opera from which this aria comes. And it is a recording with Luciano Pavarotti and other singers, Italian singers at l'Opera di Roma. And I recall that I told myself, Luciano for Don Carlo, I don't think it's going to work. So, but I told myself that I should give the recording a chance, and I am pretty surprised. Luciano Pavarotti was a great Don Carlo. He was he being an Italian, singing with other Italian voices, bright, powerful, more than adequate for this Verdian singing. It was a really, really good experience listening to this recording, and I shared with a friend of mine the Odon Fatale that was that I was listening yesterday. He he told me that he didn't knew the area and that he liked it a lot. And I told myself, why not sharing this Odon Fatale with the audience, maybe, or I'm pretty sure a good number of you already know these ones. And for those who don't know it, maybe we should start talking about it. This is sung by a mezzo, and you know that Maestro Verdi really didn't love mezzos or tenors or sopranos or baritones. Singing Maestro Verdi is a very, very hard endeavor. The mezzos for Maestro Verdi are in a way similar to what happens with the other tesituras in the sense that it requires a huge voice because the orchestration is going to be powerful, it's going to be all over the place. So if you have a small voice, there is no way you are going to get away with it. It also requires a mezzo with huge, powerful, bright, high notes because she's going to be required more than often going above the A and in full voice, of course, because I was sharing with you that it requires a huge range. Uh, and with a voice with good stamina because there is going to be continuous phrases where well she needs to sustain and still keep the sound audible, and that it can be very, very, very tiring and impossible for many, many voices. So whenever you think of a mezzo who can sing Verdi's Amneris, this role, as we are sharing, or Azucena in Il Trovatore, you always think of a very powerful mezzo. So that's in regards to the mezzo. Now, I will be sharing with you today a recording that I just found. Remember that I don't review them prior to playing them for you. So uh, this is not prepared. I do not have a script, and we are going to be listening to the mezzo Christa Ludwig. That first thing first, I have to confess that I am not very familiar with her voice. I have only known her for a couple of recordings. I'm really not a fan of her voice. Of course, I have read that many people consider her a great singer. Personally, I really didn't like uh, what she used to sing. But let's see how it works. If it works for her. Remember, I just shared that Odon Fatale. It's a very, very hard aria to sing. It comes right after the confrontation between the Queen Elizabeth de Valois and the King Filippo II. This heartbreaking scene uh, where the king has accused Elisabetta, but it turns out that Eboli, which is the role that sings this aria, is the woman who is doing all these things behind the back of the queen. So it is not that she's discovered, but that Eboli herself reveals to the queen that yeah, it is me who is behind all these things that have been told to the king. So the queen tells Eboli she needs to leave the palace and remove herself from the everyday life. So it is that she's going to be retiring for a convent. And that's pretty much what the plot is about. Well, enough with the talking. Hopefully, I will not need to interrupt, just to insist and make you aware that we are going to have, or we're expecting to have a very, 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 very bright voice, a powerful sound. And let's see how Krista goes for this. Oh, don fatale, oh, don crudel, del suo furor. Okay, there it goes. Well, let me pause it there. First, I wanted to share that in regards to the difficulties, the height of the notes, the intention, I think she's doing pretty, I'm pretty surprised. She's doing a pretty good job here. The only thing that I really didn't like is her Italian and some of the consonants. The T's altere, the sound of her T is not something that I really, really like. But let's consider that she's not a native Italian speaker, not even from a Romance country, Romance language country. So let's keep that as a justification. Even though I think those sounds could be improved a little, but for the rest, I think she's doing a pretty good job. Let's pause it there for a second. This part of the area, let's say this is the more calm one. We have had the opportunity to appreciate her voice and the styling, her Verdi and in this Verdi composition. I still think she's doing a very great job. I think this is in fact changing the opinion I had of Christa Ludwig based on other studio recordings that I had heard. You know that many times when people record in a studio, the job of the sound engineers is to make the voice and the instruments and everything to sound better, but sometimes they sacrifice or end up sacrificing some other qualities of the voice that only live recordings can capture. And I think that could be the case because I consider Crystal Ludwig's voice somehow opaque, with no squillo, with poor vibrato. And what I'm listening now, it's very, very, very great mezzo voice. So I think that could be on the studio recording. By the way, there is an episode on that where I speak more extensively on the limitations of digital recording, pretty much for people who think that digital and recent it's better, and digital and recent months means sound manipulated for the. But let's enjoy for the final part where Krista Ludwig is going to show us what she's really made of for this Ebolis area. Truth is that I think that ending could have been better. Still have some trouble with her Italian. Undi mi resta. Those who speak Italian, you know the undi mi resta. It's more that's more the quality of this. Undi mi resta, así, tarara. I think she managed to place her final high note well. So I think maybe she could have gone little stronger for keeping her final note for much more time and be more effective. Well, in the overall, I think it is very, 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 very good. I would still consider Krista for some other roles. Maybe take a look at what else it's on YouTube. You know that thanks to technology, many people have uploaded lots of material that decades ago it was pretty close to impossible to get, moreover, when you are in different countries. But for the moment, thank you very much for having shared this one and hope this somehow left you a good impression on the Odon Fatale.